If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
As we continue on Daybreak Live for this Tuesday morning, 68 degrees in downtown Sylacauga. Now, 2 minutes before the hour, Captain Jackie Harris with the Childersburg Rescue Squad joins us this morning. And Jackie, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good to have you with us today. And Public Safety Day, it's a big event coming up June 5th. Talk about it this morning. What's going to be happening?
We're going to have our Public Safety Day. It's going to be our fundraiser for the Childersburg Rescue Squad. We are a volunteer organization. Everything we do is volunteer with our people. We take care of the Talladega County, Shelby County as parts of it, Coosa, Tallapoosa, St. Clair if we're called up there, and we partner with some of the other rescue squad associations around the state. And that way we're able to have good working relationships with them. But it does take money to make all this stuff happen. And that's part of the reason for the Public Safety Day is we're trying to help promote our organization and to make a little bit of money for us.
So what are some of the things that the Rescue Squad does? Okay,
the Rescue Squad is basically our volunteers. We go out, we have rescue boats. If we have a drowning, we're able to go to the area that the drowning's in. We have sonar on the boats to be able to look for the body if that's what is necessary. And most of the time, we're in a recovery mode. We're not in a...
There's a lot of waterway here in this area,
too. A lot of waterway in this area. You've got Lay Lake, Logan Martin Lake, Lake Martin down in Alex City. We partner with Alex City Rescue Squad a lot because of their equipment they've got and their capabilities. So that way we're able to have a good working relationship with all these other people that we have. But our main goal is for waterway safety, and then we also have a new equestrian team that we've just started up for horse rescue. To where if we have a victim in the woods that's lost, I've got about 14 horses that I can put on the ground, and with riders that are, that are, able to go out and look for victims that are lost in the woods.
Is this something new?
This is something new for us. We just started this last year, actually. And like I said, that's with 14 people that we've got that have horses that volunteer their time, their horses. And, when you get people out to volunteer, you want to be able to make sure that you've got them, in the proper attire. And we're trying to get some of the things for the horses to where we can make sure that they don't get cut while they're in the woods. And, you cut a horse's leg while you're out there in the woods on briars, you caused us a lot of money problems right there for it. And our other things that we do is we do have a vehicle to be able to go into the woods with an ATV and be able to do that with it. But
we've got a lot of mountainous areas.
A lot of mountainous areas and things like that. I'm not able to do the things I used to do, I'll be honest, as time goes on. But
how long have you been involved with Rescue Squad?
I've been involved with the fire department in Childersburg as a volunteer since 1979. I worked for 26 years with the Water and Gas Board, but I was a volunteer at the fire department at that time.
Why do you do that, Jackie?
It's a love of my community. There's nothing better than to help your community and to help your fellow citizens that you've got out there. I get a great deal of pride and all when I have people that I'm able to help.
Yeah.
And that's just and when you start doing it, it gets in your blood, and there's no way to get it out. I mean, I'll probably still be doing this as long as I'm able to walk and do things, and even if I'm not able to, I'll still find a way to do things to help, because that's, it's just in my blood to do that.
This is a 24/7 operation, too.
It is, and the other night, we get a call out, to somebody lost, so we go ahead and start getting ready to go. Luckily, they were found prior to us getting there. We had the drowning this weekend in Paint Creek. that we got the call on, but when we got the call, they were able to find them and had someone, going to take care of that. So, we cover a large area, and providing, meals for our people when we have to be out at times, providing, like I said, for clothing for us to where we all kind of look the same, because you want to look fairly professional, or you want to look as professional as you can, I should say. And it takes money to be able to do that. So, but all my people that I've got, I think, have that same love of community. And that's what it takes to be able to be a volunteer, especially on, you go to some of these scenes that we go to, and, you don't want to remember them at times.
Yeah.
And, I have people sometimes ask me, so, well, what's the worst call you've been on? And I'll tell them, well, you really don't want to know. And my mind doesn't really want to see what my eyes have seen again. So,
wow. Public Safety Day, sponsored by the Childersburg Rescue Squad, June 5th from 9 until 3. Is it John Cox Stadium in Childersburg?
John Cox Stadium in Childersburg. Hopefully we're going to have lifesaver land there if we've got weather permitting. And also the state's helicopter is going to be there with Aaliyah. They're supposed to be there for us. They've got several things that they're going to bring for us to help promote this area and to promote themselves. And that's what we want, is to promote just that, public safety is, something that the people that are doing it, they're not out there trying to be big and bad and mean. They're trying to help the citizens of this town and this community. I had a situation this weekend, I'll be honest with you. I had a friend of mine who told his daughter, said, I'm going to call the police on you. And I told him, stop right now. Don't do that. Make sure that they realize that the police are your friends. That's somebody you ought to be able to go, if something's going on, you ought to be able to go, hey, Mr. Police Officer, I want your help. And they'll give it to you. The fire department, the same way, rescue squads. Anybody that's involved in this stuff is not going to be somebody that is going to be against you. They want to be for you and to help you. So that's one of the other things that we want to get out is, if we get the kids out there, we've got some bouncy houses, I think, like that for them to come and play on. We've got, we're going to have some pizza out there to sell, and all the vendors that we have, we've got some woodworking vendors, things like that coming up for the event. And I know a few other things that are going to be there, but we're hoping for a good turnout. And if we do, then we'll, hopefully make $1 for the rescue squad. And if we don't, then we had a good day to promote the public safety in the area. And that's what we really want to do more than anything. So.
Captain Jackie Harris, Childersburg Rescue Squad. Going to be some live music up there too? We're
going to have live music. We've got 2 bands. Can't remember the name of the bands. I've got them on my paper there. But
I didn't get my call, so I don't guess I'm involved.
Yeah,
in
Ronnie Forbes and his band's going to be there, and the other band
says Beyond Blessed and Tomb.
Yes, that's right.
Ronnie Forbes, he's really one of the good guys in our community too.
He's really a good guy in our community. He's been blessed throughout the year too, and the years, but the way he does things, cancer survivor, and that's something that we've went through this year also with my wife. So she's a cancer survivor now. So we're blessed to have that. So.
What are some of the needs of the Childersburg Rescue Squad?
The needs are boats. We have to have sonars that we have to update every now and then with them. We do try to use the best that we can get and we can afford at the time. I have the Hummingbird side imaging on them now and down imaging. So we've been able to use those to be able to find things that are out in the water where you can see underwater. Usually once you do that, then you have to put a diver in the water, which that comes with having other departments that we can use. And they're able to come help us do that. One of the things we've looked at is a drone, underwater drone, that would be an asset for our department and for other departments around the area. A drone that flies in the air with a FLIR on it, a forward-looking infrared, to where that you could look for missing people in the woods. And because if you get into the mountainous terrain like we were talking about, you know, you can't put somebody out there on foot all the time to be able to do that. And if you have that drone, you can fly that area and be able to look at it and see what's going on. It also would help our fire department, our police department. The county sheriff's office does have a good one right now that they're able to use, but the more assets you have in the county and the area, the better your chances of finding the people that are missing at that time. So
you talk about the drowning down at Paint Creek in Coosa County Sunday night, and you know, it was a recovery effort. But we've got some deep waterways in this area. We
have some fairly deep waterways. We'll average most of the time in the 20s to 30 foot range, but there are some areas that are in the 100-foot range on this lake.
That's deep water.
That's really deep water. When you're diving, you know, you're limited to the amount of time that you can have and everything down there. So, you know, if you have a drone that you could put in the water and go down, if say we spot something that says, okay, that looks like what we're looking for, that may be our target. Okay, if we take that drone, we fly it down there, on the underwater drone, I'm sorry. But anyway, then we can fly it down and see what we're looking at. And if it's what we're looking for, then, you know, then we'll go get a diver and send them down right on top of it. And the one we're looking at, we're wanting to put an arm on. That way we could tether it to what we were looking for.
How much do these cost?
They're somewhere between $8,000 to $13,000, depending on the ones that you get.
Yeah.
The ones that we've been looking at are a deep trekker. I seen one this weekend at the Alabama Rescue Squad Association meeting, and one of the guys in Huntsville had that. And they're neat. I've seen them also being displayed at other places, but they're something that would be very, very useful for our department.
I don't know if there are grants available or whatever. Ben Robbins, who's our state legislator, he's scheduled to be on with me tomorrow, and you know, he's pretty good at these kind of things, and we need everybody on board with this.
Right, and I haven't been able to. I haven't actually made the phone call to him yet, but I'd like to invite him to our Public Safety Day also. I've got some of the other people from the state. Chauncey Woods is going to be coming down with us. I think he's going to try to make his way down. He's our liaison with the legislature for the Alabama Rescue Squad Association. So,
hey, Captain, when you started, a lot different then than it is now, right?
A lot different, because when I started, you know, you'd get your walking stick out and you'd go walk through the woods. And if you had a body that you were trying to recover, you'd take a set of hooks and you'd take that drag and you'd drag down through there and try to find what you were looking for. But now that we've got updated equipment, you can go and you can say, okay, we think it's right here, and we can go look at it and see if that's what it is, or if we're still using hooks, and we still do use drags, but we can have a better idea of where to go to.
Yeah.
As opposed to, you know, just going and blindly looking everything.
We have an older populace in our area, and sometimes Alzheimer's or dementia, people will get confused and walk away, and that's where you guys come in a lot of times.
That's correct, we do, and we have had training on that. We've had people come down and train us on things like that, where we know, you know, what to do with those patients when we find them. You know, and I've had experience with my mother-in-law who did have that, so, you know, we know that there's things that you need to do not to startle them. You know, we've had a lot of places where we've went and searched and found victims and found them alive, and that's what our ultimate goal is to go find our victims alive. We don't want to find, you know, a recovery. We want to be able to find, you know, someone that's alive, viable, and they go back to their family.
You got vending booths still available?
Yes, we do have vending booths still available. They're $20 for a 15 by 15. We'd love to have anybody out there that does crafts or wants to come out and sell their goods for our thing, Public Safety Day. That would be great for us. We'd love to have you out there.
Now, I did note you're going to have live horse rides on the rescue horses. Can you get old folks like me up on the saddle?
I don't know if I've got I'm going to ask. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. I've left that up
Probably
to our equestrian.
not.
I've left that up to our equestrian team to look at what they can do.
Yeah.
They spotted everything out. You know, we're kind of looking more to younger people for that. But I would imagine that, you know, if we needed to get somebody up, we probably could figure out a way.
9 till 3. That's at the old John Cox Stadium on Highway 76 there. And this venue's been used for a number of events down through the years since it moved over to the new stadium. And well, there's some great football games played at old John Cox Stadium for sure. The Public Safety Day, is this the first one y'all have done?
This is our first annual. We're hoping to make this an annual event. You know, to where we can do what we need to do, and we just enjoy for the public to come out and visit with us, see what's going on. We will have arts and crafts. We'll have things for the kids to do, raffle tickets. I think we're going to try to have those out there for some giveaways. We're going to do food, drinks, and all the everything that you
It cost a buck to get in or something?
Cost $1 to get in. That way we know it's, you know, $1 is enough. You know, that's enough to get them in the door, and it also gives us an idea of how many people we actually let go through the door, so we'll know, is this a viable thing to do next year, and hopefully it is.
Tell me a good news story of a rescue with the Childersburg Rescue Department.
One of our recent best stories that we had, the lady in Shelby County, we got a call that lady had a wreck and they found her car. It was off in a ravine. Her purse was still there, her cell phone was still there, so they feared the worst. Our group came in the next morning with Shelby County E911 or EMA, and they gridded the area off where we're going to go to. All right, once they gridded that off, they gave us a ridge line that we were supposed to go look at. And within 15 minutes of us getting there, we found the lady huddled under a rock.
Yay.
And confused a little, but not much. And she was safe, returned home to her family, and as far as I know to this day, she's still doing very well.
When you get calls like that, I bet the adrenaline starts really flowing, doesn't it?
It does, and it's kind of like working as an EMT. I worked as a EMT for, I still have my EMT license, so, you know, and you get those calls like that, you know, you go out and you say, this is why I do it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the things that make you want to continue to do things like that, when you get somebody that you save and, you know, has a good story for it. But that's one of our good stories there. You know, and also, you know, when you return a loved one to their family, even though it's not how you wanted them to, you know, when you say, here's your family member, we found them for you, and they're back. You know, you can have your final goodbyes.
Have
with
some
them.
closure there.
And that's your closure that you want. And that's what, you know, a lot of times that's what we do, is we give people closure. That's not our favorite thing to do, but it is part of the job. So, you know.
Public Safety Day, June 5th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., John Cox Stadium, 604th Avenue Southwest in Childersburg, sponsored by the Childersburg Rescue Squad, and Captain Jackie Harris is our guest this morning. There are people watching in other parts of Alabama this morning that may not be able to get here, but how can they participate? How can they donate as well?
If they wanted to donate to us, they could P.O. Box 204 in Childersburg, Alabama, 35044.
All right, that sounds good. Jackie Harris, captain for Childersburg Rescue Squad Public Safety Day, sponsored by the Rescue Squad in Childersburg, June 5th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Before we go this morning, I know that last check I had, Coosa Valley Rescue Squad, I know y'all probably do a lot of work with them too.
We do work with Coosa Valley Rescue Squad. They're here in Sylacauga, and they still do a good job with what they've got and their personnel. So
everybody's facing the same dilemma a lot of times.
We're all looking at the same thing. You know, as time goes on, everything goes up, and that's something that, you know, as we get older, we have to get new people in also, and we're always looking for volunteers. If someone would like to volunteer with us, we meet on the second Monday at 7 o'clock at our rescue squad behind the police department there in Childersburg. So,
okay, that's a good deal.
And, you know, if you'd like to volunteer, come down and see what we're about, and we'd like to see what you're about, and we'd like to get together.
Yeah, and this is male and female, of course.
That's correct, male and female. I probably have got about 50-50 right now with our horse riders and all that now, because a lot of females like to ride horses, and males do too, but right now most of our equestrian team is a female type. But
do they own their horses?
They own their own horses. Okay. They do, and they take care of them, and you know, we utilize them as rescue horses and ponies when we're out in the field. So went the other day over and done a training session, and they done an extremely good job of being able to find me. I went and hid, and they came out and were able to find me finally.
That's a good thing.
Well, you know, I look at it, you know, I was in the Guard for...
You make it hard, don't you?
I made it hard. and, you know, I've done that before, so I make it hard.
Yeah. Captain Jackie Harris of the Childersburg Rescue Squad. As we go this morning, kind of capsule what's going to be happening June 5th.
June the 5th, we're going to have a First Responder Day. We're looking for everyone to come out, support the rescue squad at Childersburg. We are the volunteer organization. Now, the fire department does have a fire rescue that's paid, but our volunteers at the back, or we call it in the back because we're behind back there in our building, but that's what we're going to be doing, is trying to raise some funds for the rescue squad and public awareness, and get your kids out to where they can meet with the police departments, fire departments, and rescue squads.
And if you are a vendor, you want to be a part of the event, you can do that, and $20 for a 15 by 15 space. And just contact the rescue squad on that. And there's going to be a big deal with first responders and fire trucks and police cruisers, Marine Patrol boats, state troopers, and their helicopter, lifesaver helicopter, ambulances. We've got was it EMT?
Right.
Yeah, we got one of those working with us in here.
I know it. Yeah, Chris is very good.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
And so we appreciate all what you guys do. And Captain, we appreciate you coming by this morning.
Thank you, sir, and I appreciate it.
Captain Jackie Harris for the Childersburg Rescue Squad. The Public Safety Day is sponsored by the Rescue Squad in Childersburg, June 5th from 9 until 3, John Cox Stadium in Childersburg, 600 4th Avenue Southwest. More Daybreak right after this.